Let's start that again because I just lost my track of thought. Yeah.
Welcome back to another adventure. Now you've messed me up. Hey, y'all. I just want to go ahead and remind you guys that this show is proudly supported by Black Ada, makers of digging utensils strictly designed for metal detecting, and XP Deus. Check out both their websites at www.blackada.com, that's blackada.com, and xpmetaldetectors.com. All right, let's get on with the show, y'all. Hey everybody, welcome to yet another edition of Global Detection Adventures. This is episode 5 of season 2 for 2017. My name is Lance Goolsby. I'm sitting in the Black Ada studios in Schweinfurt, Germany, and with me all the way on the other side of the Atlantic in Green Bay, Wisconsin, I got my co-host, my compadre, my best friend, Dave D, sitting in his studios. How you doing, Dave?
Hey now, how you guys doing, everybody? This is Dave D, and I'm in the XP studios of Green Bay, Wisconsin, sitting here in my office in the Lambeau Field atrium, and we're gonna do something a little different this week, aren't we, Lance? We're off of Skype, and now we're going through the Facebook Messenger.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we'll have no audio or video problems, and we might even happen to put this on our GDA Facebook page. What do you think about that?
We'll take a look. I'm still having issues getting the audio into the video, but we're going to be working and seeing exactly what we can do on this.
Now you guys will be able to really see who's the ugly guy and who's the good-looking guy. And I hate to say this, Lance, but it doesn't look good in your favor.
I know. I wasn't going to argue that fact anyway.
You got the hair, though, man. So, that makes you look a little bit better. But, hey, we got a great show for you guys today. We're going to be bringing in one of our winners from last year, Mr. Gorby, and he is going to tell us all about he went out to the Garrett Hunt. What was that, in Texas?
Yeah, it was in Texas. I believe it was northern Texas. Yep.
Yeah, but is he from Texas, or he's from Texas too, right?
I believe so. I'm not entirely sure. I'm not entirely sure.
He's from Texas, but he's gonna come on and talk about his awesome find that he got, and he won a bunch of prizes over there just because of that.
Oh yeah,
and we're looking forward to that. Plus, we also have the king over there, because everything's always bigger in Texas, and we got Mr. Randell Garrett coming on with us, and he's the co-founder of, was it Bowie, or how do you say that, Bowie or Bowie?
They say Bowie, but the rest of the world says Bowie.
All right, so when you listen to David Bowie, are they listening to David Bowie over there?
Probably. Yeah, but I guarantee that's probably what their radio station says. It probably says David Bowie. And now we're going to be listening to some David Bowie.
We'll have to find out about that. I'll have to get my Texas accent going here when we talk to Randall.
That's all right. On the other computer, I already got the Texas English Texan translator up, so it's already running.
On there. I already have the Spanish. So, hey, before we get going on the show, I got a couple of things I want to bring up. Are we at war, or is England at war or something?
I have no idea
about that.
No, what's going on? I personally try and stay out of the news.
Well, no, it's not really. It's more metal detecting news. It's not really war news. We used to have a guy that used to come on all the time on our Facebook page, Mr. Stephen Ocker, the man with the hat. But recently, he just left the group. And I was just kind of curious why he would do something like that. And, a lot of things run through my head. It's like, well, the guy was a great guy. We had him as a guest on the show. He used to post all cool stuff. He was into making rings out of the silver coins, which is pretty interesting. And then all of a sudden, he just, boom, left.
Yeah, I think with him, I think it had to deal with people, and I've been seeing this myself as well. A lot of people start adding people that are in some kind of a public position into like a million groups. During 1 week, I think I got added to 15 different groups. And I think what he's done is he started going through his group list and started just kind of cleaning it out to the places where he posts the most. I don't blame him for that. I do see that, but I mean, you got to watch out who you drop from the list. I don't know if we were a mistake or.
But hopefully, maybe it was a mistake. He pushed the wrong button. I don't know. So hopefully he'll be joining us again.
Yeah, I hope so.
And then the other English news is we got the darlings of metal detecting, which Twig the Dig and Digger Dawn, wishing those two to get back together again and start reposting some great stuff. I know she posted something recently and it was really good, and I saw Twig the Dig in there, so hopefully everything is back to where it used to be, because we really appreciate your guys' videos, and you do a hell of a job. And I think Digger Dawn, how she calls herself, is really does really fine videos, and they're funny and entertaining. So we wish you guys best of luck, and hopefully you guys can get things back on track again.
Absolutely. A bunch of great people. Absolutely love all three of them, and I hope for the best for all three of them. So, we're always here for you guys. If you ever want to come back onto the show, just give us a buzz, and we'll bring you right back in. Not a problem whatsoever.
Yeah, very entertaining, and good friends of ours from England, and we're goofing around a little bit here, but we really like to hear from you guys again. All right, enough of that sad. I don't know if it's a sad note, but just wanted to get that off my chest. Lance, you been out hunting or anything lately?
Well, let me go ahead and put it to you this way. The northern hemisphere is starting to warm up. We got better weather coming around. We got sun starting to shine, and we got a whole lot of people going out metal detecting. Well, I'm not being bitter. Okay, I'm being very bitter because this is my dead time of the year. All my permissions are farmers' fields. I got a couple wooded areas, but I just haven't had the time to get out to them. I have been booked solid with everything that I do for the last 5 weeks now. I'm hoping that next weekend I might be able to get out Sunday morning for a couple hours, but that's going to be it until probably about July.
Well, I've been getting out. My last 3 hunts were like 6 hours, another 7 hours, and yesterday I had a couple hours. Got out of work early, and I got to tell you, I am a big believer now in the XP Deus. It took me a while. I mean, I still love the V3i, but the fact that I got some flare tendonitis in my right arm, that I've been using the XP Deus more because it's so much lighter and it doesn't bother me when I use it. But I just finally wrapped my head around the machine, and it's unbelievable. Yeah. And I'm not saying that because, I mean, I used to say that about the V3i, and, that was the only machine I used for 3 years. But I'm really, really liking the XP. And 3. 1, because it's lightweight and my arm doesn't hurt, but it is so fast that it can go from, audio target to audio target to audio target in a split second. So you don't bleed into from one target to the next and miss something in between. And 2, it goes really deep. Easy. I've been getting stuff 11 and 12 inches. Easy. And with the V3i, it's very rare that I would get anything, over 9 inches or 8 inches that I would find anything good. So I'm really excited. I've been going back to all my old haunts and picking up some really, really nice things. So that's where I am with that.
I saw a post. You kind of sent me a message the other day that you finally found a little bit of
bling bling.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't found a ring in a while. Went out, going to work. I saw this park. It's hidden in plain sight. And I think it's been around since 1913 because there was this big block inscription that the guy donated in 1913, and the stone looked old. And it was the Lincoln's Gettysburg Address that was on the stone. I don't know why that was chosen, but that was the entrance to the park. And so I went on there, and it looked like there was an old house there at one time because it when I was getting a little deep, I was digging up that red brick, that old brick from the old houses. And the first thing I hit was a 45 wheat, and then I got a 16 wheat. And I go, all right, well, maybe there's silver in here. Didn't find any silver coins. The next thing I find was a 5, and then on the other side it said in trade. So that was an old token, probably from the early 1900s.
Definitely.
And then I kept going, and then 11 inches down, bam, nice silver ring. First I looked at it, and it looked like, I thought it was a piece of foil maybe, and then it didn't really look like a coin. And then as soon as I picked it up in my hand, I'm thinking, yeah, baby. So
I think you actually said,
back to that. It was very trashy in the front, but I'm not sure if, I might go back there every once in a while. But now I have so many other places to go to, because those are all the places I went through with the V3i.
Yeah.
I can go back to all those again. Plus I got 2 or 3 other permissions that I'm saving to take out some of the Wisconsin boys with me. I used to call them Team Wisconsin. Justin Roberts and Steve Gropp and Scott Birch. So I'm going to save those and bring those guys out so we can just hunt some virgin land with them.
That's fantastic. Yeah, whenever you see Steve and Jake, tell them hi from me.
Jack has been in
why do I keep saying
Steve
Jake?
What's that?
I always keep saying Jake. I don't know
Jake
why.
Jack.
I don't know why Jake sticks in my head. Jack Grapp.
He could be a Jake. Jack, Jake. Maybe it is Jake from Texas. Hello, Jake. I mean, Jake. Did you say Jake or Jack?
Well, is that a Texas accent you're trying?
I don't know. All my accents bleed together.
I thought you were an actor, dude.
I'll start off and do a Spanish accent, and by the time I'm done, and I'm
Australian
or something. But,
no, I don't know.
Yeah, they've been posting some really cool relics. They're like the relic hounds, man, over here. They know all these old homesteads and farms, and they get some really cool. I love those things when they post those. Those are really cool.
Yeah, they definitely do. They get a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, I call them my cool finds. All right, well, how about we take a little break here, Lance, and then we'll come back and we'll bring in Mr. Goresby.
Mr. Gorby. I'm Goolsby.
Mr. Gore. No, I said Gore. I was, maybe I screwed that up. I said Goresby. All right, we'll take that back.
No, I'm leaving it in.
Okay. Sorry, I scrubbed your name there a little bit. But let's go take a little break here and get my thoughts together. Have another drink of coffee, wake up a little bit more. And we'll be back with our first guest. You're listening to the Global Detection Adventure Podcast with Lance and Dave, and we'll be right back after these words.
Well, hello, everyone. This is Patrick White from the Vulcan Treasure Society. And there's just a few things about bearing treasure and my feelings thus far about it that I just want to point out and discuss here a little bit. As you all know, I plant things in places where I think someone will eventually find it. And you never know how long that may be. I've also included my VTS card, laminated of course, and most recently, a USB card with my videos and photos, and I have plans for other information. Hold on a second, it's kind of stuck in here. Let me step outside for some fresh air. All right, there we go. One of the most important things I have learned is that water and moisture are the enemy. You should deeply consider the container you use, and a Ziploc plastic bag is the worst choice ever. I don't care if you put it in a bag inside of a bag inside of another bag, unless it is in a nice container. The bags will fail, and the note you left in it will be destroyed, even if it's laminated. Another thing to consider is the relative density of the container. And if it is an airtight container, depending on how heavy it is, will determine on if it will eventually sink or whether it will work its way to the surface if the area is flooded. Now, if you live in the desert, the soil does not retain moisture like it does in most other places. And believe me that moisture will absolutely destroy some of the flimsy dime store boxes within a few months. So another thing to consider is that you do have limited control over the TID numbers that the finder will see. Now, in the beginning, I thought making more valuable boxes a little bit harder by maybe putting some canned slaw over the top, and then realized that some of the boxes I was using, they actually had small metal hinges or even staples and nails that would contaminate the signal as well. So to help counter this, you could put a quarter over the top to help attract a dig, or do something even as evil as scatter a few BBs over the top, to frustrate the digger. It all depends on how you want to do it. Also, keep in mind any destruction that may come from unearthing your seed. I've had nightmares about hordes of people digging a place to shreds looking for what I buried, but fortunately, nothing like this has happened because I'm just not in the same league as Forrest Fenn. Now, I started the Vulcan Treasure Society with the intention of the finder knowing why and by who the treasure was buried, so hopefully they will report it and post pictures on my VTS Facebook page. Unfortunately, you must expect that someone may find your plant and never contact you or report it in any way. They just take it and go. Don't get frustrated, because you never know by who will find it or when it will ever be found. I guess to boil it down, my number one piece of advice for anyone planning to bury treasure is to prepare it to last 1,000 years or more. If you use a wood box, make sure it is of good wood and slather, and I mean soak it in wood oil. If you use a metal pipe, use non-corrosive metal or PVC, and always use Teflon tape on the threads. Plastic container like Tupperware, once again, consider its buoyancy. It's just so light and full of air. Always make sure to put your laminated, dated, and signed VTS card in there. And make sure to put it at the top in case any water ever gets in there. And most important of all, put into your burial what you want out of it. If you feel like I do, then you want to make a difference in someone's life. And while it may not be riches, it could very well indeed be a lifelong memory for that person, bringing a smile to their face each time they remember it. So do your best. The bottom line is that it's time to gather what you have to offer and just let it go. Stop hoarding. Just look all around at all the stuff in your inventory. Identify all the cool stuff you know in your heart that you will never use again, and just take it and bury it. And I guarantee you will feel good about it. Better when the finder reports it. So get out there and make it happen. That's all for today. End of report.
Now, I know you all know that this show is brought to you by XP Metal Detectors, and we're not just talking about it because they sponsor us. We talk about it because we love these things. A lot of people think, well, the XP Metal Detectors are a little bit pricey. Well, they are. They're one of the greatest investments that you can have in the hobby. Ask Randell Garrett, the guest on the show today. He invested in it, and he has been loving it. The other one that you want to talk to is David, co-host of the show alongside me. He used to be known as V3I Sweeper on YouTube, and if you've paid attention lately, he switched his name to Deus Dave. Now, he swore that he would never love this machine as much as he loved his V3I Sweeper or his V3I. Now, he has changed his mind. He loves this thing. It's incredible. Now, I don't know for Dave exactly how much better it's been, but he's been talking about, going back over some of the places that he hit with the V3I, and he's just kept finding stuff that the V3I was not popping up. Now, a lot of you go out into the fields with these, and you have the wrong settings. I hate saying this to you guys, but you need to make sure that you understand the XP Deus a little bit better. Now, head on over to the XP Classroom. That's xp-detectors.co.uk. That's xp-detectors.co.uk. And you can see videos from our buddy XP Gary. He's going to be teaching you exactly all the settings that you can do on these things. So that once you get it out there, all you have to do is turn it on, put it onto the program number you want. You're going to be finding treasures immediately. Head on over there. This is a great machine, great company, great price. You're going to love it. All right, let's get back to the show, y'all.
All right, we're back, and you're listening to the Global Detection Adventure podcast. I'm Dave. He's Lance. This segment is brought to you by Blackadder, the finest in digging tools. And we'd like to welcome our first guest. He's out of Texas, Mr. Brian Gorby. He's also a winner last year from the Best Post Finds and the end of the year prize package. And he's with us today, and we're going to talk a little bit about his latest adventure. Mr. Gorby, how you doing today?
Oh, it's another beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Mr. Rogers, how you doing today? So Brian, tell me about you went on the 2017 Memorial Garrett Hunt, and where was that? In what part of Texas was that held?
It was in the piney woods of Jefferson, Texas. It's East Texas. It's far East Texas. Absolutely a place with a lot of history.
And exactly what kind of deals was expected to be found when you guys were out there metal detecting? Was it just an open field, or was it used for anything prior?
Well, it used to be a port. At one point in time, 1845 to 1875, it was used as a port between New Orleans and Texas. They transported everything from steel to cotton via paddle wheel boat. Until they actually built the railroads and the railroad systems were built, that's how everything traveled, was by waterway.
That's fantastic. Now, how was the hunt itself? Now, I've seen a lot of photos, and we know quite a few people. In fact, another guest that we got coming on today, Randell Garrett, he was there as well. And how was it? How was the atmosphere and everything?
Oh, it was great. The camaraderie was awesome because there's hundreds of people there, and all of us had the same interest. So you could sit down at any table. And conversation immediately start easy, because everybody has the same, interest and focal point of what they like to do.
Oh, yeah.
So it's a real good time. Met a lot of good people. Your next guest, Randall, I got to know pretty good during this hunt, and it was a good time.
Yeah.
Now, was this a seated hunt? Was this just
parts of it was seated?
Whatever was
they
there?
Actually did. They did an open free range hunt, which was not seeded. They did put tokens out for that hunt, for like the prizes. They gave away a lot of metal detectors and pinpointers and, a Civil War sword, all kinds of stuff that they gave away. Now the silver hunt, the relic hunt, which I found, my 20-pound parrot round was a seeded round. They seeded, many of these, prizes that people found, but it was so much that it's hard not to find something. Now the parrot rounds, only 2 of them were planted. I found them and found the other. They did a very good job at hiding them because I had to go back where no man likes to go, back in the swamp, where there were snakes and everything else that people don't want to deal with. I actually had my coil bit by a water moccasin while I was looking for this thing.
Oh, geez.
Which was great.
Well,
yeah, it was pretty crazy.
Yeah, I saw your display that you have it in the display, and was electrolysis done on it, or was that just the raw shell from itself?
That was the raw shell, the way I found it from
man.
them.
Okay.
I don't know if they've done electrolysis on it.
Are you going to do anything with that? Are you going to have electrolysis done on it, or does it need it, or are you just going to display as is?
I'm just going to leave it the way it is, the natural state of the way it is. And, I like it the way it is. It's going to stay in my display cabinet forever and a day. I hope to find something to go along with it. I found a few three ringer shells and some musket balls and stuff like that to go with it. A couple flat buttons, that was all seeded stuff. But, they did have a best find for non-seeded stuff. The winner of that best find, I think we got a 1887 seeded half Liberty. Or seeded half. Is what he found. I think it was a $50. So there were some old things found there other than what was seeded. That's for sure. There's no doubt about it. A lot of old bottles. They had a bottle dig where people were finding bottles from that era. It was pretty cool.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, they took an old dump basically and uncovered it. Took a tractor and came in and uncovered it so that people could find these old bottles that were deep down in the ground.
That's crazy. So exactly the artillery shell that you found, what did you win with that? I saw a lot of stuff on Facebook, but I'm sure the listeners want to know.
I got a really nice, silver $1 proof coin, that they passed on to me for that. I also won a what is it? It's I don't know if you ever heard of the Milwaukee milk can cache.
No,
I guess
Milwaukee
there was a big cache of coins found in Milwaukee, and I got $10 worth of silver dimes from that milk can cache with a certificate of authenticity.
Wow.
I guess it's one of the largest caches of old coin found. So they were passing out. If you won these, you had to get these tokens, to get those, to find the tokens out on the hunts.
I saw. As soon as you said Milwaukee, Dave's face lit up. He's like, now I need to find out where that is, because that's Wisconsin.
Yeah. It's not too far from me. I've been planning on going out there to hunt, but just dangerous areas out there, if you know what I mean. But hey, you met a lot of great people out there, and some personalities, and I think I saw you a picture of you with KG and Ringy, two of one of my favorite group. What do you call them? Teams, the KG and Ringy team. How was that meeting those guys? I mean, we talked to them here on the podcast, and they were just great guys all around.
Yeah, that's it.
You met them in
they're
person.
just great guys. They're very open, very just like they enjoy people, and just like you enjoy them, they enjoy people, and that's part of what makes them successful. Is they are so open with other people and ready to share what they're doing, and how they're finding what they're finding, and they're open to any questions. I mean, they're just not like, I've made my being famous, like some people, once they get that popularity, they don't let people around. Well, these guys aren't like that. It's like, they want to meet people. They go around and meet you,
Yeah. We know some people that are in that other category too.
Hey, so you're hunting with the AT Pro Gold, or what were you hunting with when you?
I used both. I used AT Gold and the AT Pro. I was using AT Gold for the relic hunt when I found that because it's got the true all metal mode. So I was using it all metal mode. It's a little bit better for relic hunting, I think, than the Pro is.
Now, everybody there that was hunting, did they have to use a Garrett product, or were they other hunters out using different things?
No, my partner that went up there with me, he was using V3i the entire time. You saw every detector from the XP Deos to the AT 250 or the little 250s or 300s, 400s. Every detector you can imagine. I even saw I think a couple bounty hunters out there, old bounty hunters. There was everything across the spectrum that you could imagine seeing out there.
Yeah.
So was this just a one-day thing, or was it on the weekend, or was it the whole weekend? Or 2 days?
Actually, it was actually about 2.5 days. They started up on Friday. They did the where you could initially sign in, and they did a free range hunt all Friday afternoon, to where everybody could free range hunt the whole property. I believe there was like 300 plus acres, of property, so that's a lot of property to hunt. That was the open area. Now they had another set of acreage where you couldn't hunt because that was the seeded hunt areas where they were actually planting stuff, and the amount of stuff that they planted is amazing. I mean, because you can figure hundreds of people there, everybody walked away with something. You get spoiled on a seeded hunt because you're gonna find something. It's like come away with handfuls of silver after 2 hours of hunting. You're like, let me find that in the real world.
I mean,
doesn't happen.
To me right now, I wouldn't even care if it was a seeded hunt or not, because I haven't been out, like I was telling Dave prior to the show, in 5 weeks now. I think it is. I think it was the end of January was the last time I was actually out metal detecting. And I'm just at a point in the season over here in Germany where I just can't get out anywhere. All my permissions, all my fields are just growing, and I can't get out there yet. So I'd be happy to get on a seated.
I'm not a big fan seated hunts. I've never been on it. I don't think I would, enjoy that. I just don't like the competition of running around and finding things that somebody put there. So I don't think I'll have that same excitement as finding it, in the raw. But I would love to be there and just watch the people and take videos and talk to people. I think I would have more fun doing that during the seated part. But the free range, I would be really into that. And the nights, what would you guys do at night? Do you guys camp out there, or people are staying in hotels?
Well,
do you have parties or what?
There were a lot of people that stayed out there. They had RVers out there. They had tent campers out there, and then a lot of people stayed in town. All right, it was both. A lot of people. We were out there so a lot of people just went home, came back the next morning, because, or wherever they were, and came back out the next morning, because it was long days being out there swinging all day from, light up to, sun up to sundown. It can wear you out. But they did a night hunt, which was excellent. They call it lights out hunt. Where, everything's shut off. You could only use the ambient light of the stars and your detector, no pinpointer. And, go out there and stuff. Now, granted, that was a seated hunt too. They threw a bunch of dimes and pennies and, $50, silver dollars out there, and you had to go out in grass. It was try to finger around with them, after you pinpoint on them with your detector and try to find whatever's there, so it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's that really. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Lance. All right. So overall, how would you've been to other hunts? I take it, and how would you rate this? And is this going to be something that's going to be a yearly thing, or they've been doing it for a while?
Understanding, I hadn't seen it before this, and I would definitely go again. There's no doubt about it. Hunting or not, just to go, just to be there, just to meet all these people.
Yeah.
It's a Randell, your next guest. Me and him hung out quite a bit there. He's a good guy. It opens up doors to meeting a lot of new people, and I enjoy that part, because you meet somebody from California, making a trip to California. Hey, let's go hunting. And they can take you to places that they know. And that's kind of nice. Making those connections.
Well, we're hoping, Dave and I are hoping that within the next couple of years, we'll be hosting panels out there at one of these hunts, and both of us will be on stage. We'll definitely bring you out. We'll bring Randell out. We'll bring a bunch of other people out. We'll have a big old time. We'll have a party out there somewhere, and maybe even get some metal detecting done.
All right, Brian. Well, I really appreciate you joining us this morning. This is Brian Gorby, and we're going to take a little break here. And Brian, before we go on our break, anything that you want to talk about, promote, or anything before we leave here?
Just keep listening to these guys right here. I appreciate you guys bringing me on the show again. I enjoy your company. I think it's great what you guys are doing, promoting, what we all love, and keep up doing what you're doing. I think it's awesome. I'm definitely a fan of what you guys are doing. We need to fix it to where we can keep these archaeologists from saying, "Hey, you can't hunt there because I have right to hunt there and not you." Like when I'm hunting a school or something, I'm like, no.
All right. Well, thanks, Brian. We're going to take a little break here. You listen to the Global Detection Adventure podcast. We'll be right back after these words.
Hey, everyone. Siren Kimmy here with Girls Rock Metal Detecting. I want to share something that was totally mind-blowing for me. I was feeling a little beat up last week. I'm not going to get into the hows and whys other than to say that it really made me miss my friend Steve so much more. He, along with myself and Thrills in the Dig, made up a little group that just fit. There was an unwavering trust between the three of us that was drama-free, no competitiveness, laid back, have a few pops, and above all things, share a great passion for history, especially Civil War. Truthfully, I had no idea how important Steve had become to me, not only from a friendship standpoint, but as a detectorist and mentor. I swear, sometimes I think choosing a dig partner is more difficult than choosing a lover. I've seen some pretty ugly breakups because two people simply do not jive. Now, the recent disturbance in the metal detecting force, as it were, had me pretty spun. I was seriously thinking of throwing in the proverbial towel. I find the whole competitive nature of detecting to be quite tiresome. I simply want to detect and have fun, and as I was pondering it all, overanalyzing to the nth degree like I do, I was in serious need of a reboot. I didn't want to detect the locations I'd been detecting. I wanted something far removed, an escape, if you will. And then I thought about one of the locations Steve had taken us to over the summer. And I want to read this that I wrote about this experience I had. Mr. X was an eccentric man with quite a bit of land and a whole lot of personality. I remember him making me feel right at home as he extended permission to detect his property at any time. This is just the location I needed. The only problem is I didn't know how to find him. While Steve trusted our group implicitly and gave carte blanche to any of his permissions, I didn't pay very close attention to addresses, streets, directions, or names of landowners. You see, it never occurred to me that one day he'd be gone and I would have to rely on my sketchy memory. Finding Mr. X was like searching for a needle in a haystack. I'd tried to look once or twice before but was having no luck. I'd all but given up. Yet last week, for some reason, I was feeling pulled to this property. I really needed this. So I sat down with Google Earth, took a deep breath, exhaled, then implored, "Okay, Steve, show me." And show me he did. Within minutes, I was zoomed in, looking at what was, without a doubt, Mr. X's land. After I finished my dance of joy, I called Thrills in the Dig. Before he could even get out a hello, I exclaimed, "I found it!" There was only one small problem. Well, actually two. The first was convincing Thrills to go with me. You see, in our last adventure with Mr. X, he regaled us with a plethora of tales, one of which included a curse. "Those who visit me wind up dead," he warned. Considering Steve passed a few months later, Thrills was feeling a bit superstitious. But my superstition was going the other direction. I felt that Steve was guiding me to this location. I somehow convinced Thrills to go with me. I think he was needing a kickstart as well. But this leads up to the second problem. Mr. X always goes away for the summer. What if we missed him? Now, he did say that we could come on his property at any time, but that was almost a year ago, and Thrills did not feel comfortable detecting the land without reaffirming this offer. On top of it, we both got a late start that morning and wondered if we should save it for another time. "We need to do this," I insisted. By the time we finished dragging our feet and doubting our decision to go, we arrived at Mr. X's property at 2 p.m. He wasn't home. "Well, he did say we can dig whenever we want," I offered to Thrills, though I could see on his face he was not comfortable. But I had to follow my gut. "Look," I said, "I just know it's okay. I just know. I will take responsibility. It's on me." Thrills, a bit shocked at my insistence, begrudgingly hiked to what was a common area of the property, while I boldly began detecting Mr. X's front yard. On any other occasion, I would not have done so. My guess was he had already gone away for the summer, but I just knew he would not have a problem with us being there. He said as much. After about 15 minutes of digging, I was on borrowed time. I could sense Thrills getting ready to beg off. A few more uncomfortable moments passed before I heard the hum of a vehicle approaching. The driver stopped at the mailbox and called out as he checked the mail. "Have you found anything?" "Not so far," I smiled in reply as Mr. X parked his vehicle before approaching me. One thing you have to know about Mr. X is he has a kindness about him you can feel immediately. As I told him about Steve's passing, I became a little choked up. "Come, sit," he insisted, patting his hand on the seat cushion, apologizing that he had taken up smoking again, hoped I didn't mind. Thrills approached from the other side of the property as Mr. X greeted him with equal enthusiasm. We talked for hours about Steve, about history, about his land, and his adventures. Clearly, very little digging was going on, but I quickly realized it was the compassion of this virtual stranger put in my path by Steve that I needed more than anything else. Before long, 2 of Mr. X's friends joined the party, and I delighted in these 3 old-timers telling jokes, stories, and even a magic trick or two. As the day went on, Mr. X's friends took their leave, and we began a guided tour of his property. He pointed out locations of finds, the significance of various areas, and even offered to have a key made for access when he was not at home. "You can camp on my property or stay in any of my buildings. When you are here, you are home," he insisted. Thrills and I stood for a minute with our mouths agape before thanking him profusely. Mr. X left us to dig while he tended his property and returned a half-hour later with an invite to dinner. "My treat," he said. "Oh, there's no need for that," I replied, amazed at his generosity. "If anything, we should be buying you dinner." He did not take no for an answer. "When you make new friends, you celebrate," he exclaimed. I cannot express how Mr. X touched my heart this day. I felt an overwhelming peace and a hope for humanity which I had severely been doubting. To have such a welcoming offer of genuine friendship was absolutely what I needed. In the short time I detected the 300-plus acre property, I felt Steve's presence. I could almost hear him say, "Kimmy, don't doubt yourself. Don't worry about what anyone else thinks. I gave you the tools you need, showed you the way. Now get out there and dig, girl." I realize now, these past few months, in some way, I had been looking to try to replace Steve. That simply is not possible. I will never be able to recreate the experiences or that friendship, but I now know the journey is still unfolding. There are still amazing people out there, so much to learn, and incredible stories yet to unfold. And it all starts at Mr. X's property. Thanks for listening, you guys. I hope you have an amazing couple weeks. We'll see you next go around. And don't forget, rock metal detecting. Take care.
Hey everybody, this show is brought to you by Blackadda, makers of shovels specifically designed for metal detecting. Head on over to their website, that's blackada.com, and look at the wonderful selection of shovels that they got. I've been using the Extended Invader now for 2 years. Wow, it's been 2 years. And that thing is still going strong. That thing is pulling huge stones out of my permission like the ground is made of butter. And I know that you're going to like them as well. Also, check out their brand new Gladius Stainless. This thing is beautiful. It truly looks like the weapon it's named after, which was the sword used by the Romans. This thing is deadly looking. It's going to cut through that ground like crazy. I know a lot of you are going to be sitting there thinking, well, these things got to be expensive. Well, let me tell you something, buddy. These things are not expensive whatsoever. Head on over to their website and you'll see the prices right on their very own website. And in comparison to some of the other ones out there, you're going to be wondering, exactly why are these other ones so expensive? These things are built strong and they're still low priced. And I know you're going to like that. So head on over to their website and buy one for yourself. It's not going to be something you're going to regret doing. There is no buyer's remorse when you buy from Blackadda. It's only buyer's pride. Hey everybody, welcome back to Global Detection Adventures. I'm Lance. This new segment is brought to you by Bowie County Metal Detectors. You can find them online at www.bowiecountymetaldetectors. That's like David Bowie. All right, so...
Wait. I don't think you said it right.
Oh, that's right.
You
That's right.
Say it with you didn't say it with a Texas accent.
Yeah, sorry.
They don't say Bowie, right?
Well, down here where I'm from, it's pronounced Bowie County.
Bowie. Same thing. Now the singer David Bowie, is he David Bowie to you? Because we had that discussion earlier.
That's. I've always said it like everybody else said it, Bowie, but. I don't know. Growing up, it's always been Bowie County, from what I've heard.
Yeah, we were having a discussion about that at the beginning of the show.
That might just be a Texas thing.
All right. Well, if you guys are listening right now, you're listening to the voice of Randell Garrett, and he is the founder of Bowie County Metal Detectors,
a.k.a. Bowie County Metal Detectors.
And he's also he's the co-founder of that metal detecting club you have down there. Welcome to the show, Randall. Good to hear you.
Well, I'm glad to be here.
We finally get to have you on the show. We've been working on this for a while, haven't we?
Yeah. We've been talking about getting me on here for close to a year now.
Randall was the first guy that did a voiceover for us when we first started the show. Yep. Remember that?
Yep.
You're listening to.
That's a while ago.
I'm going to have to take a look. I think I still got that on here. We're going to have to play that right now for you.
Well, we're big fans of you and your wife, Sarah, and we're going to let's talk about first how. You've been metal detecting a short period of time now, but it's really blossomed for you and your wife. It's been, a couple of years since you guys started? How long ago have you started?
No, February was a year.
Wow.
We was talking about getting something for the family that we could all do together. The kids wanted a trampoline, and so I was looking through the Christmas wish books and come across metal detectors, and I said, hey, what about this? So we went to a pawn shop and picked up a cheap one just to see if we'd like it, and we all went out and just shared one metal detector and hunted all day.
Yeah.
And then it blossomed into, we got 3 more cheap ones and decided that wasn't good enough. So then me and my wife upgraded to the Ace 250 and used those for a couple of months and passed them down to the kids and upgraded to the AT Pro.
Oh, yeah.
And me and my wife used the AT Pro until just about a month ago, and I upgraded to the XP Deus.
Yeah, I've been seeing all your posts with the XP Deus. You are extremely proud of that thing.
Oh, yeah, I love it. But I probably won't switch detectors from the XP Deus.
Yeah,
I think that's going to carry me from now on.
I know someone else is falling in love with it, too.
Yeah, I was using the V3i for 3 years, and I'll still use it. It's got its benefits, but I've been really, really working the XP, and it's just an amazing machine. And I'm not saying it because they're a sponsor, because I don't say anything that I don't need to say, but it is a really, really great machine for me. It might be different for other people, but whoever's using it always just seem to like it.
Yeah. I got another guy that's down here close to me that just got his day before yesterday, and he liked it the first day he got it, but then the second day his settings was all messed up where he was at, and he didn't like it. So he talked to me and another guy, and we kind of got him to where he got his settings basically right, and he went out for an hour and found 2 rings. I was like, dirty.
Now, where do you guys hunt? Just parks, permissions? Do you have a lot of area? I know Texas is a pretty big area, but where you hunt, you guys?
I mostly hunt permissions. I've got a bunch of permissions around here in the town I live in, and we've got got 1 park there, but there's like 4 or 5 churches too that I hunt. And then 32 miles from me either way, there's 3 or 4 big parks, so I go there a lot, but 90% of the time it's just old house permissions and stuff of people I know.
That's fantastic.
Now, you started off just, I guess, your family, and it kind of blossomed in, and now you started a Facebook group page, and you got together with people in your town. How many people are involved in your club around Bowie? Sorry.
I think we've got around 20 people in the club right now. And
you guys meet once a week, or do you guys? How does that work?
We do meetings once a month, and we do. With the rain and stuff, we've been having them at a little restaurant here, but we're trying to get to where we have like a meeting on a Saturday at a park or something, and then just go dig and have a good time together after the meeting.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. You've been having a lot of wet weather over there. I'm hoping that'll kind of loosen up the soil for the detectors to be able to get down a little bit deeper for you guys.
Yeah, it's been raining just about every weekend the last month. And of course, it hasn't bothered me that much because I've been having to work overtime just about every week, and only have 1 day a week to dig. So
I'm feeling you. I'm feeling you.
Right. It sounds
that
familiar.
That 1 day I've been out hitting it hard.
Now you started with your family. Then you developed a group of people. And then you got into sales. You have your own company now that you're a distributor for some. I know you're a distributor for Garrett, and you're trying to get distributorship from XP. How many products do you have, and do you have a website that we can go on to and check out?
Yeah, my website is BowieCountyMetalDetectors.com. I've got I sell for Garrett, Fisher, Technetics, Detector Pro. Shoot, I've got nail coils. I've got a bunch of stuff on there. I can't keep them all the products in my head, but I've also got Tesoro.
Yeah.
So any of the Tesoro machines, the Fisher machines, Technetics machines, Garrett machines, I've got them all.
It's super. And for the first, last year, the end of the year prize package, we got the first prize was a Garrett AT Pro, and we got that from your shop, and we really appreciate that. And I know Mr. Ortega is loving it, and so I wanted to thank you again. I mean, it's been a few months, but I want to thank you in person for that machine, for our prize package.
Yeah, definitely.
No problem. I enjoyed being able to do it.
Now, you said that you started with the Garrett Ace 250. Now, how did that one start working out for you? It's, from everything that I know about it, it's pretty much a pickup, turn on and go machine. Now, how was it as far as reactivity, as far as how it was actually working when you were swinging?
Well, the Ace 250 is a great starter machine. It's got good reactivity, and you can find some good stuff. There's a lot of people that's found some good stuff. I never did find any silver with it, but I think within the first week of passing it down to my daughter, she found a silver war nickel and a silver ring.
It's unbelievable.
And it took me a month after I got the AT Pro to catch up with her. And she is still finding good stuff with the Ace 250. She's, I think her count for right now, she's up to, I think, 4 rings, and one of them was a 10-karat gold ring. Found at a park that's supposed to be hunted out. But as we all know, no place is ever hunted out.
There's no such thing.
I think my other daughter, was using the Ace 250 at the Charles Garrett Memorial Hunt, and she cleaned up pretty good. So,
well, since you brought that up, let's talk about that Memorial Hunt. We were just on with Brian Gorby. He was there. You were at the Memorial Hunt, and I take it you had a booth there. How did that go for you and the family?
We had a great time. Garrett put on an excellent hunt. There was some excellent prizes, and they had tons of silver. I didn't clean up as good as some other people, but of course, like y'all know, I was still learning the XP Deus. I just got the remote and had played with the settings, and but I did pretty good. I think I got about 10 silver dimes, and in the silver hunt and in the relic hunt, I got 10 or 12 bullets and a bunch of buttons. I forgot my button count.
Yeah.
Is this going to be an annual thing? Are they going to be moving it from state to state, or is this just a Texas thing for the Memorial?
I don't know. They didn't say at the end of the hunt if they was going to have it next year, but they did say they're hoping to have it again next year. So it might turn out to be an annual event.
Now you're going to be hosting a hunt. I believe it's second week in May. You want to talk a little bit about that, and where's that going to be held?
It's going to be May the 13th, and it's going to be here in Texarkana, Texas. We've got it's just a little small hunt because, like I say, with the club and my business is still so small, but I did get some donations, and we bought some hunt packages and stuff from Garrett's and White's and Mine Lab. So we're going to have some pretty good prizes for finding tokens in the hunt. And I'm going to try to do a little kids hunt while we're there for the smaller kids, trying to get younger kids involved and stuff. So
fantastic.
But we're going to have a good time there too.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely sounds like it.
It's amazing everybody getting together and dig and meeting new friends, and I think that's the biggest benefit of metal detecting hobby is meeting new friends and some that you can carry from now on.
Yeah. And for you, it's definitely a great thing being able to get your wife out there, be able to get Sarah out there, be able to get your daughter out there, and all of you can go out there together and just have a total blast as a family unit. It brings you guys together and closer. I just love that.
Yep, that was the main reason why I wanted to get into this. Is something for us all to get together, and like I say, I've got we've got 4 daughters. The 3 younger ones was the ones that got into it, and all of them loved it. But we're down to still 2 that's still at home and going and detecting and stuff. So.
Yeah,
well, for those that don't know, Garrett and his wife, or Garrett, I keep thinking Garrett Metal Detectors, but you're not associated with the company. That's just your last name. Randall and his wife, Sarah, are new team members with GDA. You will be seeing some of their posts and blogs, and Sarah's going to be writing for us soon. How's she doing, and what is she up to?
She's doing good. She's always got something going between writing stories and blogs for GDA. She also writes other books and stuff and sells on Amazon, I believe. And then she does crochet and sells little knickknacks on Facebook, so she's always doing something.
She's a busybody, as my dad would say.
Yeah. She can't sit still without doing something.
Hey, I was going to ask you, Garrett, is it true that, or is this everything is always bigger in Texas? Is that true?
Well,
because Lance was thinking about moving there, putting on a couple more inches. His wife was kind of then, dude.
Where are you going with this?
I don't know, just a little joke, little tidbit.
I need something bigger in Texas.
Because I was just going to say, because Lance's wife was hoping that was true, and then he would maybe go there for a week, put on a couple inches.
Well, the food is definitely bigger. If you come here and stay long enough, you could actually get a little bigger.
I was in Texas once. I went to Dallas way back in mid '80s. Oh man, it was so hot there. The mosquitoes were so big. The air conditioning in the guy's place was not even cool enough for me to get cool. I ended up sleeping out on the concrete floor outside of his house because it was cooler, like a dog, and just got killed by mosquitoes. Town was great at night. I went to some honky-tonk places and some hootenannies, whatever you want to call them.
Now you're talking my language. But Dave, I want to go ahead and tell you this. I don't care how cold the air conditioner is, nothing can make you cool.
Yeah, it's
See that payback this time.
I'm not going to step on that one. I'm going to stay out of that one.
Touche, Lance, my friend. Touche.
Payback.
But yeah, if you come to Texas, you need to try to come March, April, somewhere like that, because it's still cool. If you wait till June, July, and August, you better bring a cool suit.
So would you guys just hunt spring, fall? Is that what you guys usually do that?
We hunt year round because we don't get the snow and stuff like y'all do up north. I think our coldest day this winter was around the last of December, 1st of January, and it got down into the low 30s.
Okay.
But most of the days it's been 40s, 50s, and like right now it's 64 degrees here and nice hunting weather. But you get on June, July, August, we usually start getting up earlier and hunting in the cool of the morning and then shutting off around noon when it starts getting hot and then coming home to the air conditioner.
Oh, yeah. It sounds like blast. Yeah, that's how I have to do it over here during the summer months. Once I actually get out there in July, once the fields get cut the first time and they turn the fields, that's when I usually get out there. And it can get up. If you watch my one video, it's called Hell in a Field. I believe it was 110 degrees that day. It was insane, and that's German weather. It's unheard of. So I know exactly what you're saying. Get out there in the morning, get out there in the evenings when it's cooled off and a little bit more comfortable.
Yep. So, but yeah, I try to go hunting every spare minute I can. This has just turned into a life for me.
Yeah, that was one of the things I wanted to say. This is something you wanted to do with the family. You didn't know it was going to turn into addiction all the way around.
No, I didn't. And I say the first time we went, we got that little detector and we went to a park and one of us would swing it till we found something and they'd dig that and then pass it to the next person. And it's went a long way from then.
Yeah. Exactly what made you guys start the Bowie County Metal Detectors.com?
After I got into it and we started the club, I found out that the closest dealer to my area was almost 100 miles away.
Mm.
So I was like, the only place people around here's got to get stuff is online or driving nearly 100 miles. So I said, let me try to start this to get somebody local that people can go to and get machines and get advice and have somebody that can take them out to hunt and show them how to set up their machine and just try to introduce them to the hobby and get them started on the best footing that they can.
Yeah.
Now, it's not easy to be a distributor and get all set up. It's a little costly, and I know you're trying to get a distributorship and trying to get the XP on in your corral, but it's not as easy as everybody thinks. Can you just tell about some of the difficulties you have trying to get a company and to sell their products?
Well, the biggest thing is money. Like with Garrett's, you've got to buy something like 6 machines. And White's, you've got to buy. They've got a dealer package that you got to buy, and that's about $1,200. Mine Lab, you've got to buy 3 or 4 machines, and their machines are costly. And right. XP Deus, you've got to buy either 2 of the complete Deus machines or 2 of the macro racer machines, or mix it up, and that's around $3,000 or more. So
yeah.
So does it help you by
costly?
Does it help you by taking orders and getting 3 orders so that you can get those 3 and they can get those 3 machines? Or
yes, if you can find, that's what I'm working on right now, trying to find and coordinate it to where I have two people that wants a complete XP to where I can order the two at the same time, and then that would set up my dealership with them. Or the other companies find a few people that wants the machines and be able to buy all those machines at one time. You can work it like that if you're thinking about getting into a dealership.
Okay. Well, do you know anything about the MI6 and the new coil that came out? Is that ready? Can anybody purchase that now? Do the dealerships starting to get those?
Yes, they are. Some of the dealers I know have got a few of the MI6, and some of my friends that's got Deuses, they bought the MI6 and they've got them. And from everything I'm hearing, that MI6 pinpointer is excellent.
Yeah, I've been hearing a lot of the same thing.
Yeah, I've been working with this Garrett black pinpointer, and I'm ready to throw out the window. I have to hold it right now. It's to a point where I need to hold the button down to use it because it just turns off on me. And to turn it off, I got to tap it against my shovel because it won't turn off. And then it's really falsing a lot, and it's just, I don't, and they're good about it. You could take them back and they'll give you a new one. But I mean, if you look at the machine, it's just an expensive flashlight if you think about it. It's like $130 for that thing. It's just a little light, and it's
Yeah.
I think for what happens to them, they should just lower their price, because I think that's just kind of ridiculous.
And that's one of the reasons why I love the MI6. I love all the features that are on the MI6. No need to remove your headset. No need to turn off your detector when you turn on the MI6. It turns off your coil so that you don't pick up any of the false signals over your coil. You can set it up so vibration, you can set it up tone, you can set it up pitching tone. There's so many different things that you can do on it. You lost it on your hunt, you just activate your screen and turn on just remote access it so it starts chirping on the ground so you can find it when it's lost in the bush somewhere. As soon as you get to within, I think it's 10 yards of it, it'll turn on and start chirping. It's just a fantastic machine. And for $50 more than the Garrett black pinpointer, or $40 more than the Garrett Carrot, it's a steal, especially if you use an XP Deus.
Yes, but I will eventually get one of the MI6s, but as far as somebody out there looking for a good pinpointer, the Garrett black pinpointer that Dave was talking about, I think it's the Pro Pointer 2.
Yeah.
They are excellent pinpointers, but the buttons do start sticking after a while, like Dave was talking about. And the Garrett Carrot is an excellent pinpointer for somebody that does water hunting, and but then you've got a lot of people don't like the 360 degree detection on the Garrett pinpointers. And what they can do to get out of that is go to the White's TRX, which is a great pinpointer. It's waterproof, but it only detects at the end of the stem. And you've got sensitivity settings, and just like you do on the Garrett pinpointer. So there is options out there for people that can't afford that's running the Deus, that can't afford the MI6 right now, or that's running Garrett products and any other detector. There's great pinpointers out there for anybody.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
And just about budget.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to knock any of the other ones.
So if you had a problem with one of the Garrett products, who do you send it to get fixed or replaced?
Unless you've got somebody close that repairs machines, which, as far as I know, there's only one person around that does that is licensed to do repairs on machines, and that's Keith Wells in Gilmer, Texas. The only other option you've got is to send it back to the factory. You can send it back, your Garrett products, you can send it back to Garrett Metal Detectors in Garland, Texas. Your White's machines, you send them back to the factory in White's factory. So that's basically about your only options, is to send it back to the factory.
Yeah, it's probably the safest bet anyway. I always have a problem giving my stuff off to somebody else to get it fixed. I never trust people.
But I say the people over in Germany and stuff like that, I don't know where they would send them. So they just have to check.
Yeah, in England and mainland Europe, there are lists of authorized dealers nearby where you can bring it in so that you can get the warranty work done, even if it means that they send it back to the factories or the local warehouses here in Europe. There are authorized people that can do this. Or you can send it off to those same places yourself. Just make sure you include the warranty with it, and they will take care of it. Trust me, they take good care of you.
Well, Lance, Randall, we're running out of time here.
Yep.
We would like to thank our guest, Randell Garrett, for joining us this morning. Randall, before we leave, is there anything that you'd like to promote, give a shout-out, or anything that's on your mind that you'd like the people of GDA to know about?
Right now, if you're looking for detectors, right now Garrett has got a spring special on their Ace 300. You get it's basically a digger's package with the detector in the pouch for $299.95.
Wow.
The Ace 400 is running at $399.95. So if you're looking for either one of them, just look me up, and I'll be glad to take care of you.
That's a heck of a deal. Definitely a heck of a deal. So everybody make sure you head over to BowieCountyMetalDetectors.com. You can find the link on our website at globaldetecting.com. That's global-detecting.com. We have links to Garrett's site right there. So thank you, Garrett. Make sure you give Sarah a great big howdy do from us, and tell your family hi. And we'll be talking with you again really soon. We'll make sure we won't wait a whole year to get you back on the show.
Okay, that'll be fine. And good luck, everybody out there. Happy Easter, and go out and find something great.
That was Randell Garrett from Bowie County Metal Detecting. And his wife, his wife wasn't with us today, but both of them are a team member at the GDA website. So if you want to come along and take a look at our website, you'll see Randall's and Sarah's posts, blogs, pictures, videos, and all that good stuff. All right, Lance, let's take a quick break, and we'll be back, do our little closing segment here. You're listening to the Global Detection Adventure podcast with Lance and Dave, and we'll be right back after these words.
Hey guys, this is Frank D.A. Lopergallo from Detect America and the GDA team. Spring is upon us, and the hot temperatures are around the corner. Don't miss this opportunity to run a maintenance check on that machine of yours, especially if you're using a weatherproof machine or a submersible. The winter months have brought dirt and moisture into those seal areas and have moved them around, caused them to cinch up. It happens to every machine with a seal. When the hot temperatures of those summer days hits those seals, they're going to stretch out, create gaps, and potentially cause a leak in your machine. Take it apart, pull the seals, replace them, clean them, whatever you have to do. Keep that machine in tip-top running condition to avoid any problems. Last thing we want is a leak on the machines that we've spent tons of money on. So maintenance that machine, get it ready for the hot temperatures, and get out there and detect.
Hello, I'm Sean Woods, founder and CEO of SS Codeworks, the creators of Miner's Mark, the only mobile app on the market for gold miners, metal detection enthusiasts, rockhounds, and mineral hunters alike. Miner's Mark is a GPS-based tool that you can use in the field whether you have cellular service or not. Use it to mark your GPS location, but not just that, it will save your site with several details. Give it a name, a description, add detailed notes, and even photos. And with the Pro version, even create virtual geofences around areas. Maybe that's a claim, area of interest, or an area you've already been through. However you choose to use Miner's Mark, we think you will agree that this is the tool you're missing from your arsenal. Miner's Mark will be available in the App Store very, very soon. And to stay up to date on the status and future features, please like our page on Facebook at facebook.com/Miner's Mark or our website at www.minersmarkapp.com.
Hey now, we are back with the Global Detection Adventure podcast. I'm Dave, he's Lance. And Lance, before we go, I want to talk about these cleaning pencils. I've been seeing them a lot in different areas. I've seen some on our Facebook page. I've seen them just on Facebook itself. Have you ever used these products? Do they work? Or
I haven't used them myself. I know the guy, he's kind of been in touch with us. He asked us permission to be able to post his stuff on here. I think it's a great idea. I just don't know if these things work. So we really want, first of all, I want somebody who's used them to tell us about them.
I'm pretty sure a friend of mine here in Wisconsin, Scott Birch, uses those cleaning pencils. Maybe I'll need to get in touch with him. Maybe he can come on the show and talk about him. I thought he gave it a pretty good review, but I don't know. What do they actually do? Is it like an eraser? Are you drawing on it? It says it's a crayon, but I don't get it. I got it pulled up right here. The actual name of it is called the Pencil André. It includes what's called 4 crayons, which I believe in French, crayon is actually pencil. Now, it looks like 2 of them are a light scrubbing. So it looks like through the pencil you have what looks like little coarse stones, not like super, super coarse, but they're real fine coarse stone. And those are to remove, let's say, incrustations on the coin, including dirt and incrustations. And they come in multiple points, so it allows you 2 different size points. It allows you to actually get even between the lettering of the coins to remove any of the stuff that's on there. And then it looks like you have a scraper as well, which has an angled scraper, and one that is double-sided brush, which looks like 2 wire brushes coming out the sides, both ends. And I guess one's a more coarse brush and the other one's a lighter coarseness. So yeah, I don't think I would use them in my coin. I mean, I don't really find anything that's valuable, but I don't know if I would use that. I mean, I like if I got like a crusty Indian head penny and I'm just trying to find the date on it, I might use it. It's already crusty. It's not going to be worth anything anyways, just to see what the date is. But would you really use it on a decent coin?
Yes. See here,
everything's abrasive,
Right here, the pencil is made of fiberglass, so it's not even a coarse stone. It's just fiberglass. It says right here that it preserves the patina of the coin without damaging it. All it does is remove crustaceans on it. So yeah, I definitely want to see if anybody has actually used this.
Talk to Frank Lapergola about this from Detect America.
Yeah,
I mean, he's pretty good about. I mean, he knows stuff like this. Maybe he can come on and talk about it.
Definitely, yeah.
I'm not putting down the product. I just don't know too much about it.
Definitely need. We definitely need somebody to give us a review. If you just record a video or an audio, just let us know. We'll definitely include it on the next show. We'd love to know if these things work because, I live over here in Germany and I get a whole lot of these coins and these really, really old coins. And I really want to clean them without ruining the patina because we do have really bad incrustation over here on the coins. And, this might be something for me to use without ruining the coin, but I just don't want to do it unless I know exactly if it works. So we need your help.
All right. Well, let's wrap this show up. But before we go, we want to mention that, our website's been up for a few months now. And it's starting to get a little bit popular. People are trickling in little by little. Not too many people know about it yet. We're trying to do as much promotion as we can with the time we have. Yeah. But we have some really great team members on there who supply us with a lot of great articles and blogs. And it changes up every week. And we like to get more content on there. If you're interested and you have something important that you want to talk about, you have a rally or a hunt that you want to promote, we'll be more than happy to help you out. It doesn't cost you a dime. We don't make money here.
Nope.
We just want to help out the metal detecting hobby. So whatever you have, whatever you want to promote, if you get a new product that's out and it doesn't conflict with one of our sponsors, we're more than happy to help you promote that too. Our website is you want to give them the call letters on that one?
Yeah, our website is www.global-detecting.com. Really simple, real easy to find, and it's a really, really nice website. I think you guys will have a lot of fun just surfing around, clicking all over the place to find a whole lot of news and information all over the place. We got so much stuff there.
Cool. And before I go, I would like to talk about a little endeavor that I am starting now. It's called Express Metal Detecting with Deus Dave. That's me. Just changed my name to Deus. I'm going to go out with the XP Deus, and it's going to be short, simple, and sweet videos, maybe 2-3 minutes long. And it is what you see is what you get, the tone, what I find. You're not going to see any scenery. You're not going to see my mug too much. You're just going to just learn how to use the Deus, and short and sweet, maybe 2 or 3 finds on each short snippet. It's Express Metal Detecting with Deus Dave. And if you're using the White's V3i, you can also check out my V3i sweeper videos on YouTube. So that's it for me. What about you, Lance?
Well, that's it. You can find my videos up until December on my YouTube channel, which is Detecting Bavaria with Lance and XP Deus. Hopefully I'll be getting some more on there in the coming weeks. We'll see what I can do. Otherwise, I want to make sure that you guys head over to Randell Garrett's website. That is BowieCountyMetalDetectors.com. And if you're going to be purchasing a metal detector, make sure you buy it from one of our friends. And he's got that special going on. That thing sounds sweet. So check him out.
All right, I'd like to thank, before we go, our team members, especially Kimmy. She's been very, very productive, and she's been posting a lot of stuff on our website. You got to check her out. It's Siren Kimmy Price. And Frank Lapergola from Detect America just posted a really, really good blog. You got to check that out. It's about farm fields and where to go to find some good finds. And if the farm field, you feel that dried up on you, well, it's just been pushed to a different area. So you got to check that out. That's it for me, Lance. You have a good day. We'll see you in a couple of weeks and talk to you. I'm Dave D, and I am out of here.
And this is Lance Goolsby from the Black Ada Studios in Schweinfurt, Germany. And until I see you guys out on the fields, let's get out there. Let's dig it up, y'all.
This has been a production of the GDA Podcast Network.